Nothing is wasted if you're paying attention. Not the conversation, not the detour, not the mistake, not even the quiet moments. One of the things that I've learned from writing, from psychotherapy and the radio business and my travel is that observation may be one of the most underrated skills we have. Most people look, fewer people actually observe. As a therapist, observation is part of the job. People tell us things with words, but they also tell us things through their body language, pauses, patterns, and the things that they don't say. In radio, the best personalities are observers. They notice what everybody else notices, but they're able to put words around it. They notice trends. They notice what's popular. They notice what's fashionable, and they're able to talk about it. Writers will do the same thing. They'll notice conversations, they'll notice settings and scenes, maybe even smells, sounds. And lately, I've been reminded of that while spending time at the horse ranch. Every morning, Kismet and I would head out for our daily walkabout. The horses have become part of our regular routine. I've spent a lot of time there, and I've spent a lot of time just simply watching them, how they interact with each other, how they play with each other, when they eat, how they sleep standing up, which is so strange. You'd think their legs would get tired, right? But I watch them, how they interact with Kismet, how they'll be curious about him, how he'll interact with them, drink their water. That's one of his favorite things to do. He's like Goldilocks. He goes and tries out every single water bucket, and he'll take away one of their toys and play with them. It's really fun to watch them. Some of them are really super friendly. Some of them really could care less about me or the dog. But I observe, and I observe them, observing everything else around them. And there's quite a few of them that Kismet has established a level of trust with. But I've also witnessed how they establish boundaries, how maybe they don't want you to come near them, and we respect that as well. I've also noticed how they respond to energy. Some of the times I've been out there with my earbuds in, listening to some of the music on Pepper's soundtrack as I've been writing her story. And I would be trying to get the mood right, get into that mind frame. And I'd be listening to some music, and I would notice that how my energy shifted, the horses would mirror it, and they would almost call me over to them because they want to hear the music too. And the longer I watch these horses, the more I realize how much is happening that I would have missed if I wasn't paying attention. The same thing happens in writing. A scene will appear, and a character will do something unexpected. A memory will surface. A connection will suddenly make sense. I use a lot of my previous experiences in a scene setting, even when I was writing the first scenes of Pepper's story, the roller skating rink, the beach, the amusement park. These are all places I had been when I was growing up. Now, I'm not telling my story, but it was certainly easy to remember and to pay attention to what I was recalling when I was writing those scenes. And looking at photographs, a memory will surface, and then a connection will suddenly make sense. And these moments don't usually happen because we're forcing them. They happen because we're paying attention. Travel has taught me the same lesson. Man, I got to pay attention to every single thing I'm doing on the road, every campground, every highway, every town, every person I meet, every conversation. There's always something to learn if I'm willing to notice it. And believe me, I've had a lot of learning. The truth is, life is constantly offering us clues. The challenge isn't finding them. The challenge is slowing down enough to see them. I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy writing and psychotherapy both, because both require curiosity, both require observation, and both require the willingness to notice what other people might overlook. And sometimes the most important insight doesn't arrive during a major event. Sometimes it arrives while walking a dog around a horse ranch on an ordinary Tuesday morning. So here's what I want you to remember. Life is constantly teaching us. The question is whether we're paying attention. Nothing is wasted if we're willing to observe it. Next week, I've already packed up and hitched up. I'm not at the ranch anymore. I've headed out to a new place, and I'm in a cooler temperature for the summer. And that's got me thinking about movement, transitions, and the unexpected ways life keeps asking us to begin again. If you enjoyed this conversation, I'd appreciate if you'd like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might enjoy it too. And if you'd like to go deeper, I invite you to join me in the Courtyard on Substack. That's where I share the writing journey behind the Radio and Records Cafe trilogy, along with reflections on creativity, leadership, resilience, travel, and the stories that shape our lives. You'll find the link below, and I'd love to have you join us there.